said 10 on 20. I guess he put 10 on 10. And I hear it beeping. There we go. Yeah, we got it now. So she won for Morning Glory, Best Actress, 1934. 1968, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? I want to say Portier had something to do with that. 1969, The Lion in the Winter. I seen a stage production of that. I want to say the word Harris. And also, in 1982, she received the 4th Oscar Academy Award, breaking the record for the amount of Oscars given to an actor. One person, 4. That's Katharine Hepburn. She won more than anyone. So far, she holds the record, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, then let me know. But she got 4 of them. And probably her most rewarded one was the last one, the 1982, with Henry Fonda on Golden Pond. So this is a big task. Why it was given to me, I don't understand. But I know that she's from Connecticut, and I know that her grandfather was an Episcopalian, or what they call Episcopal minister. So she probably went through the whole Eucharist and everything. And they probably taught her memorization. Somewhere in her, she realized that she had confidence. And she kind of talked in a voice like this, and it was kind of high, and she was really quick, and there was lots of emotion. And you had to listen and understand all her behavior all at once. Dynamic energy. The thing I like most about Katharine Hepburn is that she hung out with Howard Hughes. And she seemed like someone that didn't play by the normal roles, like she was an eccentric. Now, rumors that I've heard about Katharine Hepburn is she would take 10 showers a day for exercise. She was athletic, she was a tomboy, and she was a socialite. And she comes from the Northeast. A Yankee woman, but with tomboy kind of roots. Now, if the spirit of Margaret Mitchell would be in me, I don't know if she would write about Katharine Hepburn. Regardless, there is something that I admire most on this planet, far more than all the beauty that we may find throughout the vlog and my life, and that is a woman. To me, on this planet, there's nothing more beautiful, more amazing, and more genius, more seductive, and more intelligent, and more important on this planet than a woman. So this may be a good thing for me. And the Men Too movement, which we are to respect women. So Katharine Hepburn, I don't know for sure, but from what I'm doing the research on, I don't see that she had children. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I don't know for sure. I don't think so. If you know differently, leave comments, please. So the book that she wrote is simply titled Me, and it's genius. She was a great writer. And this was a memoir called Me. The Stories of My Life, Katharine Hepburn. Yeah, so it's titled Me, The Stories of My Life. But I started very differently than how she started. Now I do bring in the introduction, and that's her writing the story at a writing desk, and there's shots of her legs, because she mentions her legs in the opening, the prologue. She mentions her body, how she gave her body, and it stiffened, and she's sorry about that, but then it's time to write a book, is what she says. So, it's kind of about a writer. Me is more than just about an actress. But it's very complex. She must have really thought about this as a as opposed to other actors like Marlon Brando or other memoirs where it's simply about their life. She is trying, I think she's trying to challenge the reader to take on a book about a person. That's why it's titled Me. So she's making a comment about people writing about themselves in a little bit. But I started with her at church as a little girl, and the Episcopal minister has her stand before the choir and sing, "A mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing." She sings the whole thing, almost, right there. And the minister stops her and says, "Okay, you may sit down now." But he calls her, he says, the first line in the story, in the script, in the screenplay, is, "Katharine Hepburn, would you please stand up?" So she stands up, and she's a little girl about 10 years old. And he says, "Will you sing the song that I taught you?" And she begins to sing. Now then it cuts to her at the writing desk as an old woman, right before the typewriter. It was an electric typewriter. And then we see a shot of her legs, and it goes back, and then she's thinking, and then she looks at her notes that are handwritten, and then she begins to type. So that's what I have, about 5 or 6 minutes. We're going from there. Now, usually mine come to about 200 pages. So we'll stop at about 200, no more. And then we'll go there. I know who I'm going to send it to, or at least attempt to send it to. So I always have those things in mind when I'm working on a project. Where is it going to go? How does it begin? And where will I send it? Just like a letter, right? Paul wrote to the letters to the different churches. So the people are like the churches in this, okay? There's Casa. So we've got a big project that we bit off right now. And I know nothing about Katharine Hepburn, but I'm going to learn a lot about her. I do know Philadelphia Story was a really good one. Sorry about that. Lion in Winter has Peter O'Toole. This is going to be a long battle. Peter O'Toole is the one I was thinking of. And Lion in Winter was Katharine Hepburn. All right, first one for today, 5:29, 5 minutes, 1.4 mile. So for now, what we're going with is the bio me, stories of my life, Katharine Hepburn. But what we're doing is we're just doing the bio with her dialogue, with cutaway. And what we'll do is add scenes. So it's harder than you think, because I've got to go through her entire bio. So that's the key. Also, I'm still doing the Midnight Oil, the Dead Heart, because I like the rhythm of it. Yeah, I'm still doing that thing. It's just such a good rhythm, you know. Don't serve your country, don't serve your king. No, your cousins don't speak your tongue. I and come take everyone. It's a good, you know, cadence kind of thing. Also, it sounds a little like Katharine Hepburn a little bit. I don't know your cousins don't speak your tongue. Look at that sky right there. We carry in our hearts a true country that cannot be stolen. We follow in the steps of our ancestry, and that cannot be broken. I think the Katharine Hepburn thing's a good thing. Hey, listen, I get some secrets about a woman, you know, patterns, rituals, behaviors. That's going to one-up me in the whole game. So, you know, this is a good thing. And plus, you got to read her bio. It's charming. It starts off right in the mouth of an actor, you know. It sounds like an actor talking. She talks about the body, and she's like, okay, I got to set this aside. I'm going to start typing this up. You know, it's great. But she does it with charm. She was a socialite. She was educated, Anglican, basically Episcopal is Anglican. And, you know, they read a lot. So I'm going to start reading again. And reading gives you power. See how reading gives you power, kids? So you want to read. And of course, I'm not going to say Diane Salinger's involved. She is. Secretly, she is. She always wanted to play Katharine Hepburn. But she did play a version of Katharine Hepburn in Pee-wee's Big Holiday called Penny King. I think I got that right. This is the one with the mean dog. Yeah, he comes to the door, and it's like a guard dog. He smells the food. Look at this cute one right here. Words are powerful, kids. They're a powerful thing. They always will be. Very powerful. It's the one with the dog. And there's the bench. She also hung out with Howard Hughes. The German Shepherd. All right. He's a very, very happy, ferocious dog that loves to lick, and probably his bark is louder than his bite. But we don't know. You never really know. Right? Happened to me when I was younger, in my 20s. Rottweiler mixed breed pit bull. Had to jump into a bathroom. It's my friend's dog. His name was Kane. We wrote a song about it, and in the lyrics, part of the chorus goes, God fell over me, speaking young European poetry, and waved me through the sun. And the wine was like symmetry, and the wine was like symmetry. One of the lyrics in the song, I was bit by a dog named Cain. And also she was raised by Protestants. That's what I like too about Catherine. As sophisticated and beautiful as she was all of Protestant nature. All right, so names on the Katharine Hepburn project. Of course, Diane Salinger. She worked with Demi Moore and Scarlet Letter. She's worked with Stella Adler. I mean, come on. Kirsten Dunst has the cheekbones. You want to find the cheekbones. Also, the thing about Catherine is she was very skinny. Cate Blanchett did a dang good job. But that's set aside. That was for The Aviator. That's what Scorsese had tackled. And that was a little side thing. But I don't know if we want to call Cate Blanchett again. You know, sometimes it's like, okay, let's give someone else a shot kind of thing. Look at this right here, though. It's called, that's actually called The Abduction. That ride right there. But we don't know all the facts on Katharine Hepburn. No, werewolf's not going to be brought into it, but it'd be funny. Katharine Hepburn, the werewolf fighter. And that would sell too, don't get me wrong. But I'm being sincere and sticking to the memoir. This is what super... No, but we could still use Bob Balaban because he could play the Episcopalian minister or someone of that nature. Or maybe an agent. We could probably throw him in there as an agent. Some Hollywood character will find something for him. And Bob's older, but still full of charm, I'm sure. And you throw in a lot of other people too. You know, why not? You never know. We got to see who she worked with. I know. Okay, I'm thinking Peter O'Toole. Carrie could play anyone. That would be interesting. Peter O'Toole playing a serious role of Carrie. I'm sorry, Carrie playing a serious role of Peter O'Toole. She did work with Peter O'Toole in The Lion in the Winter. Peter O'Toole was quite the character. He did a movie called Venus, which is a crazy movie. Catherine on Golden Pond, we're looking at a Henry Fonda. How old is Brad Pitt? Let's see, wait. Brad Pitt may be too young because we're dealing with someone that's like probably in her 70s or so. We have to find like a Henry Fonda because I'm going to do moments where it goes on Golden Pond. It jumps to that occasionally. All right, next one's a big one going to the Hilton, 5:58, 9 minutes, 2.1 mile. To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big, black block. Whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. A big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled blood. Susie sells seashells by the seashore. 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 Unique, New York, New York, unique. Unique, New York, New York, unique. We don't serve your country, don't serve your king. No, your customs don't speak your tongue. I man come take everyone. And we carry in our heart the true country, and that cannot be stolen. We follow in the steps of our ancestry, and that cannot be. They're from Florida. Broken. The people from Florida are watching a television program in their back seat. Just to let you know, people from Florida like to do that. I'm sure other people in other states do the same. I'm not, getting territorial or anything. How? Welcome to Texas. Nah, they're just from Florida. They eat oranges. There's nothing wrong with oranges. I like lemons. But when I'm in Florida, I eat oranges. I put orange in my tea in Florida. There's Montgomery Plaza. The most beautiful place in the world to live, regardless of the laundry room. I don't know. I'm sure they have washer and dryer hookups. They can certainly get them. Washer dryer hookup immediately. So, a lost hair of Katharine Hepburn was found in Connecticut at a closed-off pew in one of the Episcopalian churches, and it's being mailed to me, where I'll put it under microscope and begin to study as part of the, research. Hairs are everything. That's what I tell all my writing students. Start with the hair. You want to start with the hair and then work your way around. Starting with shoes are good. I wonder what kind of shoes she wore. Or the size of shoes. It goes on and 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 on. Onward. She was an actor. She was in Lion in the Winter. She worked with Peter O'Toole. Just Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn. Raw. Now we have to realize, did she go to heaven? I would say probably. Why not? So God's like, okay, talk to me. I had this dream. Okay, it's fine. You're forgiven. All right, let's come on. That's what the actors are like. We understand you're being silly. Tomfoolery over with. Stand before the pearl gates. You're an actor for what reason? Well, what happened was, okay, let me explain, okay? I was hanging out with these people in this city, and it wasn't going well, and I figured, well, I just structured my life and just give up this thing, and okay, I understand. What did you give up? You gave up drugs, okay. I don't really know exactly if she went through that. We're gonna find out. Look, she's gonna give us clues in me, the story of my life, and I just go pick it out. You can find on Apple Books has it. Story of my life. Starts with the word me, M-E, and you're gonna get an idea of like how an actor thinks, at least from a feminine point of view. And that could help in the long run of things, I think. Why not? Anyway, we're going to the Hilton. I just found out I got more attention on the YouTuber. Yes, some comments about the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree's okay, I promise. We're coming up on the Barnett Plaza. It's funny because you don't know when things are going to exactly go viral. That's whenever all these comments start coming to your phone. You're like, oh no. And there's that's the tower. I'm trying to think exactly where Hilton is. We'll find out in a minute. I call him Tom Burnett, but it's Burnett Plaza. I have some stories of my own about the place. All right, get a little closer. A little closer. All right. Okay, now I'm familiar. Yeah, this is right by John F. Kennedy statue. So, weird thing happened with John F. Kennedy. He came to Fort Worth on 11/21. This was a day before he was assassinated in 1962. I meant to say 1963. So, it was 11/21, 1962. And he came here and gave a speech right there. It was unplanned. And all these Fort Worth people came around and started listening to him. And then he started kind of walking in the crowd and acting weird. There's a photo of him right there. And the next day he shows up in Dallas to to hang out and be killed by Lee Harvey Oswald. But this is where he was first. If he would have stayed here the next night, he'd probably been okay. Lee Harvey Oswald, he lived in Fort Worth, but then he moved to Dallas and got the job, the Texas Deposit building. But I've seen this. It's very interesting. It's in Fort Worth. Don't know much about the speech though. I'd like to study that. That's what we're just talking about. Yeah, they don't want that. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one way. We gotta go all the way around. There he is there. John F. Kennedy. This is the convention center, Cheerleaders. Pretty crazy. But yeah, he just showed up. And the speech was unplanned. So, I'm sure he probably maybe had it planned, but he just started speaking and people listened. Pretty strange. Probably something that was common with John F. Kennedy all his life. Or he I've never became president. He felt at that time he needed to give a speech. And that was probably his last speech, maybe, was done in Fort Worth. I'd have to follow exactly what went down on Dallas, because he was shot during lunchtime. Did he give a speech that morning? What happened the morning? We don't know. Here's the Hilton. I think they found out his breakfast, though. He had some eggs and bacon and toast, jelly. And we had a good breakfast. But we don't know exactly what went on in Dallas that morning. But Jackie O was there with him. Jacqueline. She was here in Fort Worth, too. This Hilton has a dedication to him. It's up there. Okay, it's a cheerleader convention going on right now.